what happens when NVC closes your case. Okay? It is possible to essentially reinstate your case, especially a family preference category. You filed your case, your sponsor, maybe it's your aunt, maybe sponsored initially for your mom or dad, and then you're considered derivative. Those sibling cases take so many years. It's like the petition is like, a couple years. And actually, the longer hot tip here, folks, you guys hear that all the time. Some of y'all might complain, like, why the hell is my petition taking so long? And I ask, well, what kind of case is yours? And you say family preference, or maybe you don't say that, but we explain that to you. The longer the petition takes actually for family preference is actually better, especially if you're the beneficiary and you have children, okay? Because you never know if the children are getting to a certain age where they're about to age out, meaning 21. So it's actually better. It's just weird the way Congress, they did the formula. I guess in a sense they feel bad for people where the case took longer to process. So they're basically saying, okay, well then for those people, those kiddos, they're gonna be protected in their age 21. So, anyways, here's a website with a travel.state.gov, and it has a little section where it says 1-year contact requirement. INA, meaning Immigration Nationality Act. I'm not going to read this whole thing. I'm just paraphrase for y'all. If you need the link, we're happy to share it with you. The registration, meaning the petition of any, I don't like to say this word, alien, but immigrant who fails to apply for an immigrant visa within 1 year of notice of the visa availability. And that petition could be reinstated, may be reinstated if within 2 years of notice of that visa availability, that the immigrant establishes that the failure to apply for the next step, because some of y'all might be confused, like, you mean apply like the petition? No, it's not about the next step. It's talking about the DS-260 that you do online, okay? If the failure to apply the DS-260 was for reasons beyond your control, I mean, I think that's going to be a hard argument to say that. I mean, unless you got some, I don't know, pandemic reason, I suppose. If you're in jail, maybe. But really, just stating you didn't know or your lawyer didn't tell you, that's probably not going to be enough. I hope that works for you if that was the reason, because a lot of people say that to us who are, asking about this situation where they're stuck. But anyway, it says, therefore, if you do not respond to notices from NVC within 1 year, you risk terminating your petition under this section of law and will lose the benefits of that petition, such as your priority date. Man, that priority date is like gold. Okay, folks? It is like gold. Oh my goodness. You don't want to lose that priority date. And if you don't know what I'm talking about priority date, you're going to want to watch one of my search on YouTube, at least, or maybe on TikTok, about what is a priority date. And I suppose that's how I phrased it. NVC. So this is especially important for those people who are family preference, but not just that, but especially important for anyone, any family preference or immediate relative, if your case involves a waiver. Okay. If you're in the United States and you need to apply, if you need to apply for what we call Provisional Family Unity Waiver, 601A. I was a cheerleader for like 2 months, so does my. Anyway, so I have not shared that to anyone, so special thing for y'all to know. 601A. There's another one called 601. That's different. If you're in the United States, unlawful presence, enter without a visa, and you want to get status, you're going to have to file 601A. So a lot of people make this bad assumption that, oh, I applied for the waiver, so you don't even think about updating National Visa Center. The way it works in general, the big picture here is the first step is file a petition, and then you cannot file the waiver until the petition is approved. And so inherently you might think, oh, USCIS handled my petition, they know about my waiver, so they're just going to tell NVC, right? No, they don't. They're not going to tell you. So the whole time you're applying for the waiver, you might get lucky, who knows, but you got to be intentional. You got to update National Visa Center so that National Visa Center, aka the State Department, does not say, hey, you didn't contact us within 1 year. You didn't even let us know you're filing the waiver. Got to know that, okay? You got to know that. Here you go. This is other website I want to share with you. This is on the Foreign Affairs Manual, okay? fam.state.gov is what we call it. That's the URL. They have a little section here called Notification of Possible Termination of Registration. Here's another section about an extension of the 1-year period of registration. So there's a bunch of information here you need to know. This is just like I usually talk about the USCIS manual, policy manual. I like to share the Foreign Affairs manual, which is for the officers, visa officers that work abroad. This is for them essentially, or your case abroad. If you hear the phrase consular processing, this is that manual, okay, for the steps after petition.